I am very honoured to be invited to be a commentator to the Copeland Citizens Panel on reducing carbon footprint in transport. It's the first one I've taken part in. So me, Richard Ingham, I am the Bicycle Mayor of Cumbria. Very briefly, how did I get this title? Well, I was on a course at Amsterdam University 3 years ago on planning the cycling city. And we visited a not-for-profit company who managed a global initiative called Bicycle Mayors. And they encouraged us to go back to our home countries and set up bicycle mayors. And that is exactly what I did for Cumbria. And I've just been re-elected by our group, the Bicycle Mayor of Cumbria group, for another 2-year stint as bicycle mayor. So I've been to Amsterdam, I've done the course, and I've got the t-shirt, as you can see. So I'm going to try and carry on and put a bit of flesh and examples on the bones that I think Alistair and Kate have laid down. And I do have a few pictures and slides to share with you, which I hope will work. If I click share screen now,
I've just made you co-host. You should be able to do it now.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll come back to it just a second then. Let me try again. Share screen. Yes. Right. I'm hoping that you can see that now.
It's come up now, Richard. It's come up now.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's me, Bicycle Mayor of Cumbria. So let's get straight into this. A bold statement: England will be a great walking and cycling nation. Places will be truly walkable, a travel revolution in our streets. Wait a minute. A travel revolution in our streets. Towns, communities will have a change in mass form of transit. Cycling and walking will be the natural first choice for many journeys. And I can't see the last bit because I got people's pictures just there, but the journeys in towns is being cycled or walked by 2030. Now, who said that? Well, Boris Johnson said that, speaking for the government and the Department for Transport. That's a statement at the beginning of a new policy document on cycling and walking called Gear Change, which has been out for a year now. And they are putting their money where their mouth is, with £2 billion reserved for what we call active travel. That's principally cycling and walking for the next 5 years. Now that money has to be bid for by organisations like Cumbria County Council by developing good quality, convincing schemes that can win those bids for funding. And that's the challenge. So just a bit of context, and this will sort of illustrate what Alistair and Katie were saying. Transport's contribution to our carbon footprint. And the bad news is that surface transport, land transport, so we're not even thinking about air travel here, but land transport is actually the biggest producer of carbon dioxide for the UK and probably most countries. If you look at these broad sectors, 28% of our carbon footprint, followed by energy supply, which is basically electricity generation and other fuel sources, and then business, residential going down the scale. So the other thing as well is that transport carbon footprint is the only one of those which is increasing since 1990 and before that. So we've got a big challenge, and if transport is to play its part in reducing our carbon footprint to the Paris Agreement protocol, which has been enshrined in UK law, we've got a lot of work to do as a nation. And just to look at
Just,
that.
sorry to interrupt, Richard, just to let you know you've got 2 minutes left.
2 minutes, oh my goodness. So within that transport sector, the blue is that part of carbon footprint created by private cars and taxis. It's over half, with the rest, much smaller proportions, being from heavy goods vehicles, buses, and so on. So it's the private car use that is the real producer of carbon dioxide. That's what we've got to tackle. That's a chart that shows how much carbon dioxide in kilograms is produced per person by each of those different modes of transport on a journey from London to Edinburgh, which is about 450 miles. Be careful with the electric car 1.0. It might be zero at point of use if you're using renewable energy production, but the total carbon footprint of electric vehicles is actually big because of the battery manufacture and disposal at the moment. You'll see that walking and cycling is zero. Not that you could manage that distance, but it's the same for shorter distances. Local picture, what can we do about it? Well, I've shown you 2 pictures here of Whitehaven. One on the left, taken about 1900, one on the right, taken 2019. I wanted to illustrate the difference. The one on the left, well, I say one on the right, I think you can see is very car dominated with parking. Pedestrians are squeezed to the edges, the margins of that street. And this is the main commercial street of Whitehaven. The one on the left, 1900, it's a people place. People can dwell, spend time, socialize, enjoy their shopping and whatever else. I would say that is what we need to get back to reduce the car dominance. Carrot and sticks. Well, carrot, very simple. These are very simple examples I just want to leave you with that I think you can get hold of as a group and really press the local politicians to provide. Cycle parking, so simple, so cheap, low technology, and yet in general our towns and villages don't have it. It might be marginalized in the car park. You don't want to park your bike in the car park. You want to get it to the main shopping street. Example, that's actually Kirby Stephen, the Black Bull. Yes, I picked my places. So that's a carrot. Another example of carrot. But if you provide cycle parking, don't put it on the pavement. It's the wrong message. You're taking space from people. Take parking spaces. Have a proper established parking platform for bikes. 1 car space, 10 cycles. Space, efficient use of space. Stick, and this is what politicians don't like to talk about. We can't make this change just by carrots. We've got to have sticks. A very simple, low technology, proven way is to start introducing on-street parking charges in Cumbria, like so many other counties have. It's free parking on the street. You know, it's a bargain. And really, are people entitled to do that? Should they be entitled for that space, that high value space? I would say no. And you need to ration it and make it less attractive to drive right into the towns in your car, more attractive to use the sustainable modes and better for air quality. Carrot and stick, finally, school streets. School streets is actually a name of an initiative where the school approaches can be sealed off to traffic at morning and afternoon school opening and closing times. Forces parents, if they are traveling by car, and so many school journeys are done by car now for ridiculously short distances, they've got to park further away. You can't have running traffic through there. And look at the effect it has. People start walking and cycling because they feel safer. You get better social interaction. The kids are much more alert and ready for their school day. And I think that is actually my last slide. So I'll stop sharing. I'll just leave you, like Alice said, with a couple of points. One is Cumbria might be called a rural county, but we need to remember that well over half the population, and it's nearly 500,000 in Cumbria, still live in urban areas. And the journeys in Cumbria, just like other counties, are actually quite short. Most journeys, the vast majority of people's journeys, daily journeys, are under 5 miles. Though that distance is easily to cycle for a lot of people, and certainly is by an electric bike. And it's those short journeys that we can make a difference to the way we travel. For all
I'm sorry to
benefits.
I'm sorry, very sorry to interrupt.
And
But we're running over quite a bit now, but
yeah,
we could just
that just about that sums it up. And final point, Alistair, I have been to Tallinn, and I can vouch for what you say. Free transport was amazing.